What?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora, the Z team of Century 21 Realty, LeMac Realty here in Mountain Home.
Yes, sir.
870-405-0793. How are you, sir?
I'm great.
Been a good week?
It's been, we've been keeping busy. It's slowing down some and not as frantic as it's been, which is kind of good. It's nice to be able
Where
to catch
were
your breath.
you on the rainstorm of last Friday?
We were home. We didn't get it like you guys did here. It's real spotty. That was like yesterday. It rained like Hades up in Lakeview. We were up there at a house talking to some people and didn't get a drop here. So I mean,
It's funny because
we got rain. It was
we
good.
left out of here. We met at the pharmacy in Gassville at 4 o'clock, and we left there. Everything was good. We crossed the bridge of the White River, got up on top of the hill, went by Schroeder's Tire, and like somebody opened a water valve.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Oh yeah.
And it rained so hard, we never got above 40 miles an hour from there to Bellefonte.
Yeah. Because I was texting Scooter, and I said, "Oh, it looks like it's clearing up," and then it started again, but it wasn't as bad as you guys had it up there.
It was absolutely crazy. Crazy.
The whole circumstance was crazy. There.
Yeah, and then coming back was just foggy as I'll ever get out leaving, coming back Friday night. But,
We were coming back from Harrison. For those
Yeah.
that don't know, we went over to do the ball game.
but it was amazing because the roads were clear at that point. I mean, hadn't rained in a little while, but you could see the closer you got to the bypass and south of the bypass, all the debris that you didn't see in the road before. So I would say, south of the bypass got hit a lot harder
Yeah, when I
than a lot
turned
of the others.
down off of 201 onto Old Military going home last Friday night, it was about midnight. It was like a war zone.
Yeah.
There are tree branches
Yeah.
down
Yeah, so
and
we didn't.
big rocks laying across the road. It was absolutely nuts. A lot of rain.
The river was moving Saturday morning, and you could see the color. You get the different colors coming down from all the debris and the mud and stuff washing in.
Hey, I think things worked out great last week when we checked the numbers first. We'll go
We
from
did.
there.
We
Let's
can do that.
again.
Sure. This week in real estate, there were 34 new listings came on the market, 3 commercial properties, 7 parcels of land, 24 homes came on the market, ranging from $79,000 to $1.2 million. 5 of those had taken backups. Average sale price coming on this week is $345. There were 32 sales, 13 parcels of land, 20 homes sold. They ranged in price from $37,000 to $399,000. The average sale price this week was $173 with 60 days on market, still crunched up time. A total of $3.4 million in residential real estate closed this past week. 9 properties expired, 30 had price changes. Currently, there's 234 homes on the MLS. Year to date, for this year, there's been 819 homes have sold for $178 million. Average sale price this year is $217 with 82 days on market. For 2021, there's 880 homes that sold for $171 million. Average sale price last year was $195. And what I did, I pulled up last year's just to see the same date. This is from the 10th of September of 21. And the year to date had been 874, 170 million. But looking at 2020, there had been 796 homes that sold at an average sale price of 162. So you can see how the prices have kicked up.
50,000 plus.
Yeah. You know, that's like I say, some of that has to do, with the bigger houses selling, and that's helps to push that up, and that's a good thing because a lot of
And
those
that number, the 162 versus the 178,
yeah,
that's a 2-year time span.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when people get their reappraisal for their real estate tax,
That's right, and that's right when it was getting reassessed. I mean, so there's just no way that they could be less than they were
right,
the last time I got
or
done.
or even stay the same.
Oh, right.
So there should be no gripe going on. Your property value
Well,
is
your
going
value
up.
your value has gone.
Your number one investment in your lifetime, unless you're a big stock market player or stocks and bonds, but your biggest investment's going to be your home.
Sure.
And to see an increase on the average of
Yeah.
$50,000, roughly $50,000 difference.
Yeah.
you got to pay the piper. You got to be expecting something to go on.
Sure, sure. And then that's just the market. That's the way it's been. I think we're going to slow down. And the good thing is that Baxter's on a 3-year cycle. So now they've gone up, and if the market cools off, it gets back to more normal, whatever normal is anymore, but more normal market over the next 3 years. They'll bring that as the prices come down.
Right. It'll fluctuate.
That'll fluctuate too. And you got to remember, these aren't appraisals. It's a mass appraisal. It's not individual house appraisals.
It's an assessment.
And right, exactly. And when they do that, it's for taxes. It's to raise funds for the counties, for the state, for the cities, and because everybody gets a little piece of that pie. When Jake talks about the millage increase, that's what that's based on. It comes from that, and that's the only time, to be upfront with these things. That's the only time that your taxes, if you're frozen, if you're at 65 and you're frozen, doesn't matter how much your value goes up. You may look at your tax bill and say, "Oh my God, my house isn't worth that much." Doesn't matter. Your tax dollars stay the same. The millage goes through. There'll be a rise on that, and that's why they say that it's $45 per 100,000. I think is what the number was that they were looking at. But that's the only time it goes up. But it's in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we're pretty blessed to be here, and for the services that we have here, and for things that they do here with their services. When you see the road crew out and they're working on something, and it's 4 guys in 2 pickup trucks, and they got 2 cones out there. Whereas if you were up in Illinois, there'd be 3 miles of barrels, and Uncle Guido's got the contract on the barrels, and they're getting $1 a day rental for the one that's every 6 feet apart. That's the difference. I mean, we do very, very well here. When you see the work that gets done, when the city, the county, the state puts these projects through, they're frugal when they do it. I mean, they do a good job, but they don't waste a lot of money.
Tuesday night, Sheriff Montgomery got the approval to hire 2 new deputies. It's been 2 years ago he had got the approval to hire a additional deputy, and that 2 years ago was the first time in 25 years they'd added a deputy to their force.
To the staff. Wow.
And that's your tax dollars. That's your real estate taxes. That's what pays that. The sales tax, the real estate tax, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Each week you talk about, and you run through the numbers, there's 24 new listings, 20 houses sold, blah, blah, blah. But you always say X number are taking backups. Today, I think you said 5 are already taking backups.
Right.
Explain to the viewing public, what is a backup and how does that play into the scheme of things?
What a backup offer is somebody, a house will come on the market, and someone will come and they'll put an offer on it, it gets accepted. Well, while they're waiting, they used to be active contingent is what it used to be, and while they were waiting for the financing to get done, the inspections to get done, those types of things, the home sale was contingent upon those things happening. Well, now they changed it to taking backups, and what we do, if there's a home that has a contract on it already that is accepting backups, not all of them accept backups, some of them go right to pending, meaning that I don't want anybody else coming into the house, I'm good with this offer, and it's obviously the sellers. We explained in different scenarios. I don't want anybody else coming through here. I just want to be able to get packed up. I want to go. I know this guy's good for it. He's got his pre-approval letter. We've talked to the bank. We're going to close on this date. Others come through, and you may not be as sure. There may be something that they didn't bring. They didn't bring the pre-approval letter. You don't have anything from the bank. It's a VA loan, and you don't know how the inspection's going to go, and they may want more concessions than the seller's willing to give up. And there's a number of scenarios where that may be. So what we'll do is we'll write a backup offer for that, and it goes through the whole regular system of things. The seller can't, because sometimes the backup offers will be higher than the original offer. We've had that happen too, which is a whole nother deal. And the seller, there's a box on the contract that you accept the original offer that you took when you signed that contract. You're locked into that until the contract is no more. You can't just say, "Oh no, Bob offered me more. So
I've
I want
changed my
this offer.
mind.
I changed my mind on this one. You're out and he's in. Can't do that. These are legally binding contracts written. So when we do that, you write that backup offer and you wait and see what's going to happen. It can be a difficult time because people will keep looking for homes, hopefully. And then I'd say, well, yeah, we're just going to wait for this one to blow up. Yeah, that doesn't happen that often. That it's a good strategy. People, we kind of hesitate to show taking backups because it is under contract. And I'll always call the agent. Somebody says, I want to see this house. I'll call the agent and say, how good is this? Oh, it's great. We're just waiting for this or that. Or, the guy's. It turns out that his credit may not be as good as he said it was. We're not as sure as we were when we accepted the offer. Okay, fine. Then go show it, write a backup on it, because your chances of it blowing up are greater. But if you're just waiting, they're waiting for some paperwork to get done, that deal's going to go through. And inevitably, when you bring a client into that house, oh, this is it. This is the house of our dreams. But you can't have it. And then demand, and then they compare every other house that we look at
we'll just wait
to the
on that
one that
one.
got away.
Yeah.
And it's all psychological things. That's what it is. The fear of loss and just not being able to get what you want.
But nonetheless, it's still under contract.
Oh, it's under contract. Oh yeah.
It's that's what the people that are looking need to understand. This house is under contract.
Yeah.
Something that might help blow it up would be Billy and Sally go in, they look at the house, they write the contract, they have their pre-approval letter from 45 days ago, but in day 27, they went out and bought a $50,000 car.
Right. Buy new furniture. We've had that too.
Now
They
all
bought and
the-
bought furniture.
Yeah,
It's like,
and now all of a sudden, their debt-to-income ratio
It's
is
changed.
jacked up,
Yes, sir.
and they don't qualify for that home anymore.
Right.
And at the time they put the offer in on the home, it was a good standing offer. And
oh yeah, everybody's acting in good faith.
everything
right.
looked great,
Yeah.
but when it come time to get the adjustment on their pre-approval or
Right.
the end of the game approval of it, well, Billy, where did this extra $50,000 debt come from? Well, we bought a new Jeep. Shouldn't have bought the new Jeep till after the house was
After,
done.
yeah, that's right. Don't buy the furniture till after, because we've had that happen. We had that happen with some furniture. It's like we told them, because we tell them, don't buy nothing. Don't buy anything. Because they check your credit like 3 days before closing, they check it again. Bing.
Because debt-to-income ratio is a big thing.
But it's everything, right? Especially right now because they're so close. Because the cost of the houses are a lot more, and the interest rate, it makes a big difference. And you can hit 25, 30% of your income pretty quick. It doesn't take a lot. And
When you're showing homes in our area, and of course we live in a unique area where people are coming from somewhere else, and they've sold a home for X and their house here is only going to be Y.
Right.
So therefore they have good chance they have a lot more that they could put down. They may not want to, but they could.
sure.
So rule of thumb, and you're not in the finance business, you're in the realty business. Rule of thumb, is it 20, 25, 30 is where you want to keep your house payment? Percent of income.
Well, the bank won't let you get above 30. They're going to make you come up with more money. If you can, 15, because the problem, you get retirees or people on, flexible, like me, I'm on a flexible income. It comes and goes. It's, you go by what I've made in the past. Does that mean you're going to make it next year?
No.
No, you hope so, but you don't know. 20% is probably a good safe number. So you can still, because you still want to be able to live your life. You still want
Sure.
to be able to go to dinner. You want to be able to go and not just go to a Chinese buffet. You want to be able to go and
Have a steak.
have a steak on occasion. So you don't want to get house poor. And that's something that the kids, especially the first-time home buyers, they have a tendency to want to buy more house than they don't want to fix things up. We've talked about this before.
More than what they need.
You
Fill your need,
build some
don't fill your
equity,
want.
build your equity in it, take your time, get stuff done a step at a time, and make that house your home. That's That's what you want to do.
How do they get a hold of you?
Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. The website's retiredtoarkansas.net. We've got all the MLSs on there. All kinds of contact us little tags on there. Just click on any of them, send her an email. That's the best thing you can do.
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora. Each and every Friday morning, we present This Week in Real Estate. Give them a call at 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Coming up next, Friday Morning Sports. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Go Bombers.